Well, if you remember, earlier this year we had the 3 baby squirrels that were just adorable that we found at work. Well, now one of the women were looking out the window and she thought it was an injured bird, and on closer examination it was a bat. So now I am taking this bat to a bat rescue place, and let's see what kind of bat it is. Okay, I know when I said bats, many of you were going, ew. But, you know, I consider bats to be nature's bug zapper. I mean, at home we do have bats. If you throw something up at night, you know, something will swoop down. But we rarely see them, but they really help decrease the mosquito population, which is really important if you want to sit outside. So bats actually do a lot of good. And contrary to popular beliefs, less than 0.5% of bats have rabies. So, but I know many of us have seen horror movies, you know, vampire movies, and bats can be pretty scary. When we were in Australia, I've got a picture here. You'll see that we were waiting for a sunrise cruise, and all the fruit bats, which are very, very large, descended onto the trees around us and were roosting for the day. And you look up in the tree and there's these black masses everywhere and these 2 eyes. Oh, and they made a lot of noise. They really sounded like birds when they were coming back. So yeah, it was really neat, but sure, it could be scary. I mean, we all are afraid of, right? Bats flying in our hair and getting stuck, and think of how they could get stuck in this hair. I guess truthfully is they're just going down low to get an insect. They usually aren't after a nesting spot in your hair. But anyway, a lot of us are kind of scared of bats, and I understand that, but bats do a lot of good. So back to the original story. When we looked outside the window, they thought it was a bird. We go outside, my coworker and I look at it and go, oh my God, it's a bat. But it didn't look like any normal bat. I mean, bats around here are usually brown in color. In Michigan we have 9 bats, but the most popular are the big brown bat and the little brown bat. And it's all solid color. This bat was different. It was kind of grayish, a little brownish, with like white tinges on the tips of the hair. I mean, at first I'm looking at it going, what is it? But you could tell the bat was definitely in trouble. It was trying to do an army crawl across the grass, and we believe that there was something wrong with that left wing, probably broken. So then we try to get the bat in the box, and then it does its horror moment. It looks at us and goes, you know, shows those teeth and goes really loud, you know, and actually we kind of went, ah. It was a little scary, but we got it in the box fine, taped up the box, put it on the office table. Some coworkers were not amused by that, but then I thought, I want to know, what kind of bat is that? I've never seen a bat that looked like that. So I went on the internet and I found out it is called the Hoary bat. No, that is not because of their love life. It is because of the coloration of the hair. That frosting tip of each hair is known as Hoary pattern. So I had found a Hoary bat. I think, oh gosh, they must be really uncommon then because I've never seen one. So I do a little more research and find out, no, they're very common. They're in all 50 states. In fact, it's the only bat in Hawaii, and they're even down in South America and on Galapagos Island. So, wonder why I haven't seen more of these. Well, I go on to read that it is more uncommon to sight them because they do not live in colonies the way most bats do. You know, you can't go in a cave and see a bunch of hoary bats. They generally live alone unless it's a female and she has had young. And they really don't roost in caves. They do in trees, and their coloration helps them blend in to the tree trunk, the bark. So, okay, learned something there. It's the biggest bat in Michigan, which also explained why it looked a little bit big for me for a bat. And they don't eat usually mosquitoes. They like moths, and they have to eat 40% of their body weight. But I'm reading a little bit, and most sites says we believe, we think, we postulate. What it turns out is not a lot is known about the hoary bat. Now, most, not all, of the hoary bats migrate in the fall to warmer weather down south. And they believe that during that migration, they mate, the male and the female, because that's one of the rare times that they're actually together. And then they have something neat the females do called delayed fertilization. Yep. They decide when to push the button, I guess. On the way back, when they're migrating in the spring, they believe that is when they decide to begin their gestation, and that's when the fertilization happens. And 40-some days later, they have their babies, and they call them pups. And most bats have one pup, but hoary bats can have 1 to 4 pups because they have more mammary glands. And they believe they only live 6 to 7 years because they do that based on the number of offspring. Don't know what that calculation is, but they really aren't sure. So there's a lot not known about this hoary bat. In fact, again, they believe the predators are birds and snakes, yet I guess only once has it been captured on film a bird actually preying on a hoary bat. So, kind of a mystery bat. Now, I also did a little research. Where am I going to take this bat? I mean, I got a bat in a box in the office. What am I going to do? Guess what? It is illegal to kill bats in Michigan. And I'm thinking, okay, that really makes sense because we're having problems up north with something called the white nose syndrome. And what that is the bats that overwinter in Michigan, they hibernate in the caves. This fungus is getting on it starts on their nose and then can spread. And it happens while they're hibernating, and it ends up dehydrating them and they die. And we're having a massive kill-off of these bats. So they don't want us to kill bats. Okay, then I'm saying, okay, where do I actually take this bat for rehabilitation? Guess what? It's also illegal to rehabilitate a bat in Michigan. I mean, you can't kill them and you can't help them. Does that really make sense? So anyway, I've got this bat in a box at the office. And what am I going to do? Just throw it back out in the woods? So kind of went through some channels, and I did find somebody who does take in bats, does help them. And I called this person, and they said, yep, they take it. So took my box, drove over there. And this person was pretty excited that it was a hoary bat because in the 25 years they've been doing this, they've only received a hoary bat one other time. So common, but maybe not seen as much. And the first thing that was done was giving a little medication, you can see here, to the bat to help with pain. And then we transferred it into, I call it the bat cave, but a little kind of mesh cage for the bat. And this person said, don't worry, they would take really good care of it. And they knew a vet across state lines that actually puts pins in the wings and mends the fractures. And many times the bats can fly again. If that didn't work, this person thought that a bat conservatory would want the hoary bat, because again, many of them don't have them to display. So hopefully my bat will end up with a good home, or the best home would be if it could be let loose again in nature. But I just thought I'd share this with you, because when I'm out, I love to learn something new about nature, be it an animal, a bug, a plant, whatever. And I thought I'd share with you. But again, how about how laws work? Can't kill them, can't help them in Michigan. Now I do want you to know that in 45 other states, you can rehabilitate bats. Not sure why Michigan is so different. Well, this is Potpourri. I hope you enjoyed my little bat story. And please subscribe, share the knowledge, and as always, thank you so much for your support.